Broccoli is one of the favorite vegetables coming out of the garden. So today I'd like to share with you when and how you should start your broccoli seeds for the best garden success. So there's two basic types of broccoli. There's the head broccoli, which makes big heads and a few side shoots. And then there's the sprouting broccoli, which makes tons of long side shoots. Sometimes this is referred to as broccolini. And you can start both types by this method that I'm going to teach you. And my favorite sprouting broccoli varieties are Artwork and BC 1611. And I have grown the regular heads, and what I like best for growing is Pac-Man and Gypsy. The sprouting broccoli will be the first one to produce heads and are awesome for fresh eating, and I like to use the big heads for freezing. But another wonderful thing about sprouting broccoli is that you can eat the leaves. They are super wonderful as a sauteed green. So go ahead and add those to your spinach mixes. So broccoli is one vegetable that really doesn't mind being transplanted, and it doesn't mind a light frost. And this is great for us because we can start the broccoli plants in the house 8 weeks before our last frost date. So this will give us broccoli to eat about 4 weeks earlier than crops that we start outside. Okay, so there are 5 steps to a successful start. Number 1 is your start time. So the start time will vary depending on your growing zone. So you want to look up your last average frost date and then count back 8 weeks. For an example, my last frost date is May 15th. And if I count back 8 weeks, I would be starting my broccoli seeds around March 15th. All right, number 2 is plant the seeds in a small planting tray or a pot, and you want to use seedling soil mix. So the reason that we want to use a seedling starter mix is because some of the seeds are sensitive to fertilizer and will not germinate if there is fertilizers in the soil. It's safer to start all your seeds in a seedling starter mix. Now we have our family secret seedling soil recipe is available to you. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to make your own. And if you want to buy a pre-made mix, I would use the Seed Starter Natural Potting Soil Mix. It's made in the USA, and it's what the professional growers use. It's a really good mix. I will put the link in the description below if you want to find this. You're going to want 3 broccoli plants per person that you are feeding. So if you're going to freeze some broccoli for the winter, you're going to want to double that. So for example, there are 4 people that I am feeding. I will plant 12 broccoli plants for fresh eating and then 12 more for freezing. So now I have a total of 24 plants that I'm trying to grow. So I'm going to sow 48 seeds. Now the reason that I want to sow so many seeds is that things can happen to the seedlings along the way, and I want to be sure I get enough broccoli plants to put in the ground. Now if you have extra plants, no problem, you can give some away, but you can never get the time back if you don't plant enough seeds. So double what you're wanting. All right, number 3 is grow the plants in a tray under 12 hours of light or outside during the day if it is above freezing. Now once you see the first adult leaves starting to grow, it's time to transplant the seedlings into their own pots. This happens around week 3. All right, number 4 is transplant seedlings into organic potting soil. So I really like the Happy Frog potting soil. This company understands how important the soil biology is for our plants' health. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to get some of their potting soil. Now if you want to make your own potting soil, you can use our family secret seedling mix recipe. Add 1 cup of compost for every 8 cups of seedling soil mix. At this stage, the nutrients that came with the seed is used up and the plant is now needing a source of nutrients in the soil. So compost works best. If you don't have your own compost, I would use the Espoma Organic Land and Sea Gourmet Compost, or you can use worm castings. I like the Brute Organic Worm Castings. Links in the description below. Anytime you are selecting an amendment for your garden, make sure that it has the OMRI listing or another organic certification. This is super important to the biology that lives around the plant roots and helps your plant to be strong and healthy. At this point, it is important to put your plants outside during the day and back inside at night if the temperatures are going to be below freezing at night. So start the plants with just a few hours of sunlight and then add an hour of sunlight a day until they can be out in the full sun all day long. Also keep the plants moist while you are hardening them off to be outside. All right, number 5, once you are 4 weeks before your last frost date, you can plant the broccoli plants outside in the garden. Now, if a storm is going to come through and freeze the plants, I would go ahead and cover them with a frost blanket so that they don't freeze. If you would like to learn 3 low-tech frost protection systems for tomatoes and frost tender seedlings, you can check out our video. I will put the link in the description below. So if you want to learn more about broccoli, you can jump into our High Performance Garden Show. There's over 300 episodes for you to learn and watch from. It's free, it's online, and you can find it at thelivingfarm.org/high-performance-garden-show. I'll also put the link in the description below.